All right. Well, good morning, everyone.
Good
Good morning.
We'll open today's another Zoom meeting. Hopefully it'll last for a while, but we'll see. And we have to do a roll call. So we'll just go down the list. I'm here. Laura.
Here.
Pat.
Here.
Barbara.
Here.
Tom.
Here.
And Melissa and Mary are here. Okay. So the next on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. We all got the minutes from the February meeting. Does anyone have any questions? And if not, do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Motion to approve. February.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Pat, is there any further discussion? Okay, so I believe the motion has passed. Thank you. So now we're going to go on to the director's report.
All right, let me get my goggles
All you,
on here
Mary.
so I can see. All right, so we did a grab and go treat bag last month. Went very well. We had about 25 people sign up and stop by for just a treat bag. It wasn't a full meal, but some goodies, some activities, things like that. So that seemed to go over well. People enjoyed it. We have another grab and go craft. Oh, excuse me. We had another grab and go craft for St. Patrick's Day, which Denise again graciously hosted on Zoom. We have people that are picking up the crafts and taking them home and doing themselves. We provide instructions. So some people are just doing it themselves. And then others will show up and they do it with Denise. They get instruction, they do the craft, and also some socialization, which I think is the best part of it all. Our chair yoga instructor, Karen Lyons, broke her ankle. So that's bad news. She's super sweet, broke her ankle, bad news. She took a few weeks off, but Karen is in a cast, a hard cast. And she said she felt she could do it. And it's good inspiration for everybody else to have the hard cast. So she continued to do with the hard cast, her chair yoga, and she will continue to do it with her cast on. She also is still doing pre-recorded sessions, and they air those on WHCA on Channel 9 on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 10 a.m. So those are still going on as well. Marie Layler from our historical commission in town is still hosting a Whitman history chat, or I should say she was hosting our Whitman history chat via the conference line and Zoom, which gave it kind of a two dynamic, which seemed to go over well. There was people joining by Zoom as well as just listening in. The bad news is that Marie is going on an RV trip for 3 months across country. So good for Marie, but not so good for us. So I'm hoping that when she's back, maybe at that point, we'll be able to have her come in person, because it did seem to go over well. I think that people were enjoying talking about the history of the town and so forth. So I'm hoping that once we get her back from her RVing trip, she'll come in person maybe. And maybe possibly still do it on Zoom too. She's open to it. So not everybody likes Zoom, right, Denise?
Right.
But Marie is open to it. So maybe we'll even have her in person and possibly on Zoom as well when she's back in Massachusetts. We've been given permission by the Department of Health to start some outside activities in April. So we're going to start with some small groups. They're going to be limited in size. They'll need to sign up ahead of time. They're still going to have to wear their masks. We'll stay socially distanced. But we are going to be able to start some activities. I have to say, though, even though we're starting the activities, the COA is still not open to the public. So bathrooms will not be available. So if you're coming and you want to do an activity, you just want to make sure you take care of everything before you get here. You'll get to do your activity and go home, but you won't be able to use the building at this time. Obviously, we'll sanitize in between any of the activities we hold. We're going to ask the participants that even if they sign up on the day of, if you're not feeling well, obviously, please do not come to the activity. We're going to start off hopefully we're going to offer back up the knitting group, the art group, a visit with Abner. Sylvia and Abner are very excited to come back, so we're going to have them. We're going to try just what we're going to call coffee hour, where just for socialization, anybody that wants to come and sit and have a coffee or whatever it may be, for, an hour of just socializing. Mahjong, we're going to do on Fridays. I don't think we had a ton of people did the Mahjong, but we're going to start that up and hopefully that will go well too. And our hope is that in May, we'll be able to offer more. And maybe at that point, we may have permission to even start using the building some. So basically, the Board of Selectmen have discussed that Town Hall will open after 4 weeks of Whitman being in the green. So, and after 4 weeks of Whitman being, excuse me, I said 3 weeks. 3 weeks of in the green. And after 3 weeks in the green, they're talking about opening Town Hall. And after Town Hall, they talked about the COA and the library following opening up. So fingers crossed that we keep having declining numbers, increasing vaccinations, and that we may get to the point that we can start to dip our toes into opening up a little bit more. This past month, Melissa and I have spent many hours booking vaccines for people. We've had a lot of success, a lot of different locations. We were looking at the numbers the other day. We've booked over 40 appointments for people in general. Housing was supposed to have a clinic that had gotten canceled. Now it's rescheduled, which is great. But we booked over 50 people on that one, trying to get everybody signed up for that. It's been a lot. Like you said, it's a struggle to get the appointments, to find the appointments. People are not always willing to go everywhere. So trying to match people up with where they're willing to go, where they're able to go, where they're comfortable going, and so on and so forth. So anyhow, that has been a lot this past month we've been working on. We continue to work with Danielle Clancy, who is the clinic coordinator here in Whitman. We've been working with the Housing Authority and the Fire Department to assist people. Again, we're setting up appointments, second appointments. Housing, we'll see. They're finally getting to get their vaccine next week. I need to touch base with them to see, but they had asked us about using the buses to transport people between Stetson and Pine because everything was going to happen at Harvard Court. So I will see if they still need that, and we will help and assist with getting people to their vaccinations there at the community building at Harvard Court. And when we get an appointment, Melissa and I feel like we win the lottery. It's very exciting to get someone booked because, again, anyone who's gone on this process, it's very difficult. It's not a quick process. It's not an easy process. So it's very exciting to be able to help people. So anyhow, we're glad to assist anybody in the community that needs help, and we will continue to help anyone that needs help. So, we've gotten lots of phone calls.
That's a good job you did too, Mary.
I'm sorry, what was that, Pat?
It was much appreciated.
We assisted Pat saying it was much appreciated. We got Pat an appointment too. Like I said, it is a process. It's really difficult for the seniors. It's difficult for us even, you know what I mean? Like when you're on there, you're trying to go really quick. You're trying to get everything in. It's just been really hard. So I really feel for everybody, but especially the seniors that, it's not an easy process to get an appointment. So anyhow, we will continue to help. We get feedback that's kind of comical. Like yesterday I got one where someone said, I was at Walgreens talking to the pharmacist and they told me to call you. And I was like, how does the Walgreens pharmacist know to call us? Melissa had a weird one too, where whoever recommended the call, I don't remember who it was.
Somebody was at the dentist and their dentist told them to call.
So apparently word is traveling that they can call and we'll help them, which we will. So anyhow, that's good. Anyhow, we continue to run the buses. We still have our Mondays around town. We still are doing, the Banks Family Dollar. We do CVS, Walgreens. Tuesdays, we're still offering the shopping trips. We're still getting our Meals on Wheels out. We do have, well, actually, that's everything on that. I'm sorry. So we still have that all going on. Building and property maintenance. We're happy to report that we did not have any issues this past month. It was a good month. No building or property issues. Mike has started to paint the interior of our building again. So we're getting a fresh coat of paint, hopefully before everyone gets here, so that the building will be nice and fresh when they're ready to return. He's going to spray our outside deck chairs just to freshen them up because obviously we are going to be using them outside so that those will look good. We also had hot air hand dryers installed in the bathrooms. So now when you wash your hands, you can, Tom, are you whistling? That's a nice thing. So anyhow, we'll have nice hand dryers. They do. They're compact, small. They're not very noisy, and they seem to blow very well. So that's nice.
Well, send a couple of them in here.
What was that, Pat?
I said, send a couple of your hand dryers in here.
Pat's still freezing. Pat, you can put on your parka. We won't judge.
Blankets?
Bus maintenance, I have no bus issues. We have both the old bus and the newer bus, which is smaller, but we do have a second bus now. So hopefully, if there was any issue, we have a backup. And also, again, like I don't know what's going to go on this next week, but we are going to try to help out if we have to transport people for the shot. So we might be able to use the second bus for that if we need to. As far as buses and drivers, our bus driver that had taken a break due to the whole COVID thing, he is back and he is vaccinated and he's going again. So our trips on Wednesdays and Thursdays have resumed. So on Wednesdays, they go to Walmart, and on Thursdays, we've been going to Market Basket in West Bridgewater. So we've been able to add those back in. And I think that's everything that I have under my director's report. Anybody have any
Okay.
questions on all that?
A lot has been accomplished.
Yeah, like I said, the main thing this past month really has been the vaccines. Like I said, it's obviously been consuming for everywhere, and it's been a lot going on. But again, we will continue to try to help anybody that needs help, either navigating the computer or getting an appointment or anything like that. We don't have any special powers. I know a lot of people think we do, or special. We did have a few special ways to try to get in that we thought was working good, but we no longer have that ability. So we're doing it the same way everybody else is. But again, I gladly will help anybody that needs assistance because I know it's difficult. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Mary. Do we have a motion to approve the director's report?
So moved.
Madam Chairman.
And a second?
Second it.
All right. We'll have to do a roll call to approve it. So I approve. Laura,
I approve.
Patricia, Pat,
Yes, indeed.
Barbara,
Yes.
Tom.
Approved.
Okay, the motion, thank you. The motion passes. And now we have, I believe, the financial report. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes.
Wow.
I think everybody's looking at it. You all, I sent a
Oh.
copy of that to everybody too as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Do we have any discussions or anything to go through it?
I just have a quick question.
Sure.
Mary, there was some odd name after Getchell, under Getchell twice. I'm just curious.
The next amp, is that where you're at?
Yes. What is that?
So that is, they had a grant, I guess, through town hall or through the town that was for electricity. So
Oh.
it gave, instead of it, like our electric bill, what 1 month was like change, like 38 cents. And it was something to do with this grant. So that's
Oh,
part
okay.
of like the grant. I
Gotcha.
probably should know the answer better, to be honest with you, but it is
No,
part
that's-
of a grant and it is part of the electricity bill. So that's what
Okay.
that is. It was supposed to, I think, give us a lower rate, a better
Mhm.
deal and so forth.
Great.
That-
Thanks.
That's what that is. You're welcome.
Okay, and we don't have to approve those, right? So now we can go on to the committee reports.
You do need
You
to.
do.
We do have to approve those. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Do we have a motion to approve the financials?
Don't worry, Denise. No one's gonna fire you.
I'll move
So
to make the motion to approve.
All right, do we have a second?
Second.
All right, we'll have to do a roll call again. So Laura,
Approve.
Pat,
Approve.
Barbara,
Approve.
and Tom.
Approved.
All right, the motion passes. All right, thank you. And now we're going to go on to any committee reports.
I have under Old Colony Elder Services that we still are doing the grab and go boxed lunches that happen on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They're going well. We have our regular congregate participants that are still coming and more people continue to sign up every month. So it's going well, and everybody's sometimes people say, oh, I don't like this week, I don't like whatever, but in general, it seems like everybody does like what they're getting, and they provide a nice little lunch. It's just a box lunch to go, but it's nice. Under self-help, I have John Nasca is still doing our fuel assistance. There's been no issues. He has the appointments, people come, he does what he needs to do, but that's gone well, no issues. And that's everything that I have. The date, our next meeting will be April 14th at 9 a.m. And hopefully.
Outside.
Yeah, hopefully. So that's all I have, folks.
All right. Is there
Sounds
anything
good.
else from anyone? No. Okay. I guess, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Ooh,
In a second?
Second.
okay.
And we'll just have to do a roll call again. So Laura,
Approve?
Pat,
Yes, indeed.
Barbara,
Yes.
and Tom.
Yes.
All right. Well, the meeting is adjourned.